as and on the Rift, which is kind of cool. I like the symmetry. And also, BNK FEARX with some red on their jerseys at the moment, kind of into their new outfits, but also means the red side thematically correct as well. We like to do things like that here in the Rise group.
The jersey kind of looks like the color scheme. You know that Pokemon, that starter one? Was it the bunny rabbit?
Yeah, Cinderace.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about Pokemon or anything.
I knew you'd know that one. Okay, bans going underway. HANJIN BRION banning the Orianna, no surprise there, one of the most banned. Heavily going for the bans in the mid lane here. But a lot of standard bans in terms of what we see. Jayce still available. Vi, Ezreal. Ezreal going to get taken out.
I think the Vi is probably worth a look. I feel like that champion has been pretty strong, although we did see it do 1,000 damage in the last series.
Yeah.
So maybe, like, I mean, that was into the Nocturne, so maybe the Nocturne is that's the reason.
Camille?
I don't think so. Camille is another option,
Also
yeah.
open and available.
Bard could be a good one also.
A lot of picks.
Yeah. There's a lot to be banned in the current meta, which does make for some interesting first drafts. The Vi will be taken away, still respected, despite what happened in the previous series. And the Jarvan for Raptor comes on through.
Yep, going for Jarvan in this situation. A few junglers banned out, looking to prio that. We've often seen Neferi into Jarvan and just circumvent a lot of his abilities, a lot of his kit, but with the Jarvan being selected, it's not a huge priority to pick that up now necessarily. The Ezreal being gone as well, it kind of puts more emphasis here. Lee Sin also good into the Jarvan, can similarly use that ability to avoid his kit.
Yep, and also just kick him out of his own Cataclysm if you want to be the one playing around in there.
Yeah, I don't think you need to pick it now, but I think getting an AD carry before the second rotation would help a lot if you want something safe. You know, we often see things like Jhin, Corki
Lucian
into the Jarvan.
Camille.
Going to go for the Camille first and foremost, though. Namgung feeling confident on this pick, and I think of Namgung, he's always been that sort of aggressive player, playing things like the Pike.
Yep. The
Jhin Shen immediately locked in, though. Shen having a really good matchup into Camille, and having that global presence at level 6.
What does Teddy play alongside this now? His Ezreal has been banned away, common pairing with the Camille. The Ziggs was the original paired alongside the Camille, and the Corki is the new one.
Yeah.
And so that is going to be the pickup here for Teddy. Doesn't want to have to change his item build from his Ezreal, so just go the champion that likes to build the same first couple of items at least.
Get out of the Cataclysm. You're not going to get caught by a taunt unless it's a taunt flash. The Valkyrie having a lot of value here. Now into the second rotation. A lot of top laners still available. And now the team secure in the mid, actually, in this situation is less common. It's still the Rise. Cassiopeia banned. There's still like the Anivia.
Yep.
Syndra going as well. Top lane, there's a ton of stuff. Olaf has been a big cause for concern for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think if you are having to blind pick, you want to ban the Olaf. I think you almost have to. Casting and Clear, I think, deserve the respect on that champion.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if HANJIN BRION even just slammed Olaf on 4. Even though you have the potential counter pick, just it feels like teams haven't really found a good response to him yet.
Yep, I wouldn't mind it.
There's still the Rumble, there's still the Ambessa.
I wouldn't mind them slamming a mid on 4 and flexing Camille, who is almost definitely going support. But still, it would be funny.
The threat of it. I mean, we've seen the Shen flexed. I think that has more weight in the current meta than I think a Camille flex.
Yeah. Well, certainly based on what we just saw in the previous series, I would agree with you. One more ban to come down here for BNK FEARX. Will it be that Olaf? Will it be something else? That's the question.
At least Jarvan is annoying for Olaf. That is something to be said.
That is a good point.
Terrain causing issues. They still will ban it away, though. Not wanting to leave it up to chance. I think here, unless you're really set on a top lane pick, you could just leave things, pick a mid laner, and go counter pick. There's still Jayce available, but I think we've seen blind Jayce be punished a fair few times. And they're looking at the Locke. This is nerfed Locke, so he did get toned down in power.
I like the Jayce.
Okay.
With the Olaf ban, it feels better, right?
Yeah, Jayce comes through. And the question is going to be, what will BNK FEARX bring into it? What can Clear match up into it? We've seen sometimes just tanks be picked into the Jayce just to weather the storm. Sometimes more aggressive picks to look to challenge. There's even still like, you know, the potential of like a Varus being available.
Yeah, that's a good point.
To match up into it.
Tristana, possible thought there, but VicLa is thinking about being the VicLa Viktor. That sounds like it's good for his name. And now they do have to make a decision as far as the top lane. Kellin, what will it be up into this Jayce? Cassante would be a pretty stock standard one. Feel like it really does limit the damage on the BNK FEARX side. Already seeing a Lee Sin, a Jayce, and a Corki. And yes, there is some counter poke with things like a Deadly Flourish. They have ways to set up picks and stuff like that. But I think that you're going to be going into half of these team fights with only half a health bar almost every single time.
Yeah, and I think just in this situation, if you don't cut through these targets quick enough, you don't get the expanded Arcane Storms with Viktor, you're going to have a rough time.
Oh, okay!
He's lock in.
He locked the lock. Lock.
And I think here, for HANJIN BRION, their team comp is going to be very focused around killing these backline threats. If Taeyoon or VicLa dies, their composition is going to feel so bad, especially into things like the Lee Sin, like the Locke, that can be pretty difficult to cut through if they start to sustain and the damage just isn't there. You know, top lane matchup is going to be pretty favorable. But I think really I'm looking at what Namgung and Kellin can do on these supports who can roam about and make their impact be known. Push any lane one way or the other, and we can see the game really turn on its head. We'll see Locke completely take over games, but he is nerfed now, has been toned down.
A pretty crazy matchup when it comes to jawline as well. If you have a look at all the splash arts for these champions, there are some pretty epic jawlines that we have going on. Like Locke's is pretty amazing. Cassante's extraordinary. Even Viktor is decent, although it's a little bit more mechanical these days.
That's kind of
used to be.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's some impressive stuff when it comes to the jawlines of all of these champions. Lee Sin's is kind of hidden in his normal splash up, but it's not too bad. And you saw there, like, looking absolutely incredible with that skin that was on screen. Cyanide, look at that jawline. Amazing stuff. All right, that's probably not what we need to be focusing on here. We should be focusing on the Rise Group League of Legends. Let's get into it.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 1 between the Bros, BNK FEARX. And I really do like the drafts out of both teams for some Rise Group action.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I take it back. I like the BNK FEARX comp less, but I do like that Romer has played Locke. You know, I think there could be some shenanigans here.
Yeah. To talk a little bit about the specific nerfs that came in for Locke, I'll hold that because they're going in.
Yep, that is a little bit of a wall dive angle. Namgung will be denied a fair bit of that, so they just straight up lose the trade.
So for Locke, they took away 35 of his health. They also took away 10 damage from each nail. And obviously he spams those, so that ends up being quite a bit. You know, if you throw 3 nails, you're losing 30 damage compared to pre-patch.
Yeah.
And then also his W now gives less gray health, which Namgung could honestly do with right now. And also less movement speed when you rank it up. It's just a flat movement speed. You don't get more for ranking it up. So a decent spread of nerfs. We obviously had a situation where he was just like permabanned before this patch, so...
We only saw a few examples of him being kind of game-breaking. I feel like it was only really Scout having really dominant performances on the champion.
It definitely felt like his numbers were pretty good, but he also was a bit feast or famine. If he fell behind, he kind of was a bit whatever.
Well, he's going to look for a kill into VicLa here as he stacked up a bunch of those nails.
So he got the damage, but he missed the cannon, and we also saw Casting miss the cannon top lane.
Yeah, so BNK FEARX are heading towards a pretty decent gold advantage once these minions are going to be claimed. That's all I'm sort of seeing. Unless Clear misses this one as well, but he does not.
I think the real reason they're missing the cannons has to be a lack of Brotax.
Or to give him a chance.
Well, that's also a generous way.
Because they're generous. But honestly, I didn't pay my Brotax, so I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, that explains everything.
Yeah, that's my bad. I'll take full responsibility for the cannons and for that gang. as Roma is not going to get stunned. Thankfully, some normalcy is coming back. But I will also put a sorry, and I'll spell it poorly because my keyboard's broken.
Nice.
Apologize, everyone. I also spelt it Brotax because, as I mentioned before, my keyboard's broken, but there's nothing that we can do about that. Teddy is going to be ganked here. Does manage to get the Valkyrie off, but there's a deadly flourish. A lot of damage here out of Taeyoon, down to 200.
Saves his summoner spells in this situation, but takes a heavy beating. Isn't ideal. At least I'm good. Oh no, okay, that's really bad. Still feels like he has to recall. I don't think he actually does. He has 2 health potions. He could just pop those if he wants to stick around. And that's what he's going to do.
Okay. Okay, I figured it out. All right, Roma is going to once again go in. Looks for a bit of an angle there as he does just teleport his way out. Namgung is just fighting, and Teddy really just wanted to kill minions. Namgung is going to be able to escape. No summoner spells blown just yet, outside of some teleports in the mid lane and the top side of the map, not including casting, but looks like BNK do want to keep Bro in the vicinity.
They keep them trapped there, low HP. They just can't really do much of anything. Now, casting hasn't recalled in TP yet, whereas Claire has, and Claire just takes a bunch of damage there, so not exactly ideal.
I would say that is a good indication of this Brotax at work.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you saw it, but the chat is now just all Brotax. And
there you go.
I am sure that the bros appreciate it, and we do too.
Just a quick little reminder, all everyone needs.
Oh, there's the flash in from Namgung. Not sure about that one, though, because he's just dead. More Brotax, please! We need way more than this, obviously! There's now Raptor looking for a bit more of an angle. GIDEON taking some damage, but he will be able to make it out. Did have to use the flash, though. There was nothing invested on BNK's side. They just killed Namgung.
I'm imagining, before he went for this play, he said, watch this.
He did get the stun onto Kellin.
It did look cool, but he went in at half HP, and to be honest, even if he had more, Camille just not the tankiest champion when played the support role. So instantly deleted, and both summoners down. Not exactly how you'd hope things to go when you have early prio this pick.
Unless you want it to die. All right, there's a gank attempt here, and it's going to work out. Casting actually grabs the kill, and Roma keeps himself alive, doesn't even need to invest the flash. There's no teleport. This whole wave is going to go to the wayside. BNK FEARX, though, still looking forward towards the bottom side of the map. And Drake was taken here by BNK FEARX as well. Next one going to be an Infernal. As Namgung goes in one more time, just collected by Kellin. And yeah, Namgung's just going to have to back away once again.
Maybe next time it'll win.
Yeah, surely. That must be how this goes. So now it's in casting we trust. As Roma looking for another bit of an angle here, but does just get some health back with that W, and he'll be all right. What's the Ashen Pursuit? A very frustrating ability name when playing alongside Lucian, but
it's nice that you know these ability names. Because I asked Brendan, like, oh, what's this called? He's like, I don't know.
Ah, yes, but he knew Poltergeist, which I thought was very cool.
Yeah, you didn't know that one.
No, I definitely didn't, because it wasn't real. But I think that only added to the mystique.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a pretty mysterious type guy. As there's the Poltergeist, it went completely wide.
Yeah, the flash got him out of it, so no ghost collected in his little thingy.
His little jar.
Yeah.
Little ghosty jar.
Is it his thing he has on his back?
I think that's a backpack.
Is that what he throws? It looks kind of like a coffin.
Well, it's probably pretty empty right now.
What's his deal? That's what
All right, well, clear.
Oh, nice
Quite find
sidestep.
that cue. That was a really nice sidestep. And casting doesn't have the accelerated shock blast, but does at least land another one for a really nice trade.
You know, Namgun's only died once, but it feels like he's on the brink of just dying more at any moment.
Yes.
That's the beauty of support Camille. You can just very quickly hit 0-7.
Oh, yeah. Roma is... I mean, he's got an Aether Wisp. I find that a very curious first item, but a very fun one. I like a little bit of extra movement speed with my AP, you know?
I mean, you love Cloud Soul, so of course you like the speed.
Yeah. Although if you have a Cloud Drake, you could have an Amp Tone, and it's basically just that.
Yeah, true.
You know? Cloud Soul just gives everyone some Aether Wisp, you know, in their inventory, whether they like it or not.
I think most people like it.
Yeah, true. Does this mean he's going to go for a very early Lich Bane?
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Pretty cool. Often we do see Dash Cannon first. Get the tankiness and the mobility.
I think those two items together are pretty good combo, so I imagine that's last second.
Oh, teleport back immediately.
VicLa. They want to play for this.
Gideon is here.
Also, VicLa's gone Rod of Ages. He's wanting to be bulky himself.
All right, doesn't quite have it completed just yet. But Romer is also up to the point where he can really do a number to these waves.
Remember when Catalyst used to build into Abyssal Mask?
Oh yeah, that was revolting. And every single top laner would have it at all times in the game forever. And Gragas was the most broken champion in the universe.
Remember when his Abyssal mana?
Oh. Yeah, okay. Namgung is going to land another one. Oh no, once again the Poltergeist goes wide. An in-joke. I probably shouldn't be going with it. Namgung's dead once again, but I think he wants it that way. Gideon just focusing on the crab.
Shutting down Taeyoon, getting both his sums, definitely feels good. Namgung is just the sacrifice you have to make. That's how Camille's support works. Roma should be able to walk this out.
He's gonna get stunned and kind of hit by the kitchen sink. The Ashen Pursuit is going to be there.
You know, he could have just flashed earlier and then would have had health and gotten away from the play. So perhaps...
I don't think he wanted that. I think he wanted them to think that they'd caught him.
Yeah.
You know?
Reduced him to almost 0 health and forced him to TP back to lane. I get it.
Yeah.
Some people like that.
You're making it sound like actually it doesn't make sense, Aux, whilst agreeing.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Once again, though, his ult is flashed. He doesn't get the stacks. And
yeah.
we're all about stacks here at the LCK. You know, Heartsteel, Senna, Masters, whoever. It's just the ultimate fantasy for gamers. Just stack a number up.
We've had the first one that's got gotcha'd, by the way. As Danny unfortunately says, can someone tell this man Locke's ult is called Purgatory? But we really want to just call it Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Okay? This is just a thing.
Guys, Brendan Valdez said it was Poltergeist, and I'm not going to question something he says.
Exactly. It's Brendan Valdez. He can also explain it on the space as to why that's correct and Purgatory is not, even if the text may say that it's Purgatory.
Yeah.
All right. Although Purgatory is a pretty cool name, all things considered.
It's a pretty good name.
It's a bit of a shame. The good old Bert ruined
Honestly,
it all.
If they just thought of Purgatory. But I mean, Poltergeist is fine. I'm not going to complain. But, you know.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah, it could have been all right. And this is what we're left with. VicLa is going to burn him down, though. You can see Romer is really having a rough time. Does manage to teleport away from the gravity field.
He has gotten a couple of roams in, though. So living up to his name. I think that's the key thing here. His name isn't Stain Laner.
No. No one's is, actually. Although, mate, if your summoner name is, please let us know. As the bros are going to try and defend this dragon. Infernal up second. This will be double dragon for BNK FEARX as well. A big deal. Inside track for VicLa. Teleport in for the Jayce. Namgung's going forward. The steal comes down first. And Namgung will die, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? It's a double for the Locke, as finally he can claim some souls and put him in his little poltergeist bag.
There you go! Roma able to get the double ult on the back of Namgung's engage, and honestly, he had to commit like that. Goes in, flashes, makes sure, he just guarantees that he is going to die, but he does his job. And I think that's just the vibe of what this pick is about. Namgung just happy to sacrifice himself for the betterment of his team.
Yep.
And they even managed to pick up the dragon. Gideon gets the dragon with the Q smite. And it was the fact he flashed for the stun on the Kellin and just ulted Taeyoon. It's like, yep, my job here is done.
Also, casting hit the empowered shock blast onto only Taeyoon. He weaved it through everyone and helped murder the Jhin. It was quite targeted. I was pretty impressed.
And now Bro with a bit of a lead.
Yeah, 1.5k is nothing to scoff at. They've also evened out the Drakes with the great steal from Gideon. And a Gideon that's back on form actually means a lot here for the Bros, because he was the one that was, I think, leading a lot to their unfortunate times, you know, in that 7-loss streak that the Bros had after their resurgence, because Gideon was so good when the Bros were looking good.
Also, there was that period when Gideon was on Nongshim, he was just in terrific form.
Oh, yeah.
He is a player,
especially, man.
Yeah,
oh
he is a player who, when he's in good form, he can just take over the game. But had some rough patches, but now seems to be living back up to that.
Yeah, quite a few of those players here as well. I mean, VicLa, when he's on form, he's solo killing Chovy in lane. This time, I mean, he's on the Viktor, so it's a different story. Casting has been the success story for the Bros more recently, though. I think even in games that they've lost, he has looked absolutely phenomenal.
Had a good start so far. We've seen a lot of Jayces really flounder, even against the tank matchups. So, starting strong. Yep. Have the craziest chess lead, but make his impact known in that last fight.
And I think that composition will rely on the Jayce quite a lot. I think that the poke is going to be really important. The BNK FEARX composition doesn't have a massive amount of DPS, but they've got so much CC, control, and you need to be able to soften them up before they go for that engage and get everything layered in, where you can just kind of die to VicLa.
Yeah, I mean, BNK FEARX has a lot of blockers for the Shock Blast, but if you hit it onto VicLa, Taeyoon, it's going to feel really awkward when one of your two carries has to back off, has to retreat. I mean, at least Taeyoon can function from a distance, but VicLa has to be much closer range. Does have that Roa, which makes him a bit bulky, a bit more sustain, but not the most ability haste in the build when you go in Roa into Oblivion Orb.
Yeah, but the spells he does land will prevent you from being healed good.
There you go.
There you go, something. Ghostblade done here for Taeyoon. We got Trinity Force already up for Teddy, who's going to be very frightening. Raptor throws a flag down, doesn't find too much joy. Gideon at that first item, feeling pretty good. Raptor as well.
I think the mid game is going to be super important for Bro in this situation, because you're playing around things like Jayce spikes, the Corki spikes, and this is often where Jhin just really struggles, when he's on that tree of items that we constantly criticize. But just before you have IE, before you have your armor pen, just not able to quite cut through some of these targets, especially things like the Locke, who are annoyingly tanky for a champion that can just one-shot you when they're fed.
It's currently 2-0-2, pretty fed to start this one off, but Kellin is going to find the taunt. There is Namgung, and he is going to be able to wall dive his way out. The engage was started by BNK FEARX, but I think it's going to get finished here by the Locke as Roma grabs the first one. Gideon looks for Raptor. The curtains, though, they've been called. Namgung will die, and there goes the Corki as well. It's a double with the last 2 bullets in the chamber for Taeyoon. And the Bros, I don't even think they managed to kill the Jarvan that they were chasing.
They did not. So big win there for BNK FEARX. Going for confident plays and able to get some nice results, especially as Taeyoon got both of those kills. Now playing around with a Herald, but I think it's just going to reset. Raptor probably wants to get some health back before he sticks around.
Yeah, Gideon not going to be able to lock that one down. Speaking of locking things down, Roma is here towards the top side, getting some damage on this turret. Might be able to grab another plate here, but VicLa does come on over, so nothing doing there. Still going to be a gold lead for the Bros, not the end of the world. They might even be able to grab Shelly as everyone makes their way back out of base. Taeyoon a little bit lagging behind when it comes to that, and so this will be the Bros selecting this next objective from the Baron Pit. Let's have a look at this one more time. I really did think that Namgung was going to try and turn this into an engage on the Bros side.
CC late, and he just takes so much damage, has to ult and then dash away. You can see him thinking about going back in. But even though they initially get this kill on the Kellin, Raptor just buys so much time. And then I think this is great from Taeyoon. Ult shots, Namgoon's like, I will block them for you, even if it means my death. But this one, dragged into the 4th one by Clear. Nice little 1-2 there. Yeah. And Raptor's just going to pick up the second Drake. And if they get Soul, Ocean Soul, not one we normally rant and rave about, but they have a bit of a bulkier composition. If the front line can soak Shock Blast and heal back up, it's going to feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the counter to the poke comps, and the reason we haven't really liked Ocean that much is because we were playing dive comps every single game. This is not one of those necessarily with this Jayce and Corki combo. And Shelly going to get a headache here, but takes down the mid-outer turret. See whether they can get another charge as Roma is throwing daggers towards Clear. Namgung makes his way in as well. And Clear is taking a lot of damage here, tries to go all out, but I think the only way out is via the Death Chamber, and GIDEON drives Shelly to the bottom lane. All right, going on an excursion. That's pretty cute. They will then trade their outer turret for this, but 2 turrets for 1. I think you'll take that, as Roma does manage to take the outer down in the bottom lane.
I think this is a great reaction from BNK FEARX, though. Even though it was a favorable play for Bro initially, they take that mid tower. They're actually cutting off casting from having access to that top wave. So they should pick up a second tower and just denying a lot of farm. So even though it was initially a favorable play for Bro, I think BNK FEARX managed to answer back and stop it from being too far apart. My main concern is this Locke is just extremely fed.
Well, Namgung is also maybe extremely dead, but does manage to get the long-range hook shot. Teddy will be able to block a few of these bullets. And he's going to say, yes, okay, Namgung, I will let you live for now. Storm Surge done here for Roma.
Oh, wow. So
that's fun.
Going less Bruiser and more, I'm going to one-shot you with this build path. Storm Surge, sorry, so cheap, and you get the proc, and it has Magic Pen on it, so it does kind of a crazy amount of damage.
Yeah.
Also has movement speed on it alongside the Lich Bane, so it's going to be fast.
That's exactly what he wants. Ashen Pursuit also speeds you up a whole bunch. And if you're at this point, level 13, right, you've only got 1 point in it anyway, so who cares about the nerf? Let's go. Actually, no, he's maxed it.
Yeah, maxed it for the great health.
Yeah, feels bad. It's not going to be my point at all. But you're not going to actually second level E, so a little bit of a shame. The theory was there, though, in my brain. You understood where I was going, trying to mitigate the nerf. I think Roma's probably not too worried about it now, though. 10 stacks on the Magi's, 402. What nerfs, ladies and gentlemen?
On the Dark Seal, not yet the Magi. So I was like, whoa, already?
Yep.
That would be a lot of movement speed, though, if he did complete that.
I think we know that he's going to be building it, though, right?
I feel like if you get 10 stacks of a Dark Seal and you don't convert it, the Magi, you're just kind of spitting in the face.
Yeah. Like, why did you get those stacks in the first place, you know? What was the point? Anyway, 10 stacks as well, you do get a lot of value just by upgrading it at that point. Obviously, you do then want to stay alive for the majority of the game, and they're going to try and take these 10 stacks away. Raptor is here. They have Kellin in the area as well. Namgung once again moving outside of his base, which has been dangerous in the past. As the rest of his bros over here, though, is GIDEON thinking about trying to find an angle. And the Baron is up. It's the Owl Baron.
Yep.
Not the Hoonie Baron or the Terry Baron.
Thank you, Owl. Owl loves bowling. That's what we've learned.
Yeah, I think that's what it's about. All right.
Whenever I think of Owl, all I think of is, you know, Owl's Toy Barn from Toy Story? You know, the chicken guy?
Ah, yeah. I always think of Paul Simon and his song, something about You Can Call Me Owl. I know that's not Owl, it's Owl, but it still sounds similar in my brain. It's a banger song, though.
Yeah.
Really good album. I know most people have never heard it before in their lives because it's extraordinarily old, but...
Just like you.
Yeah. You know, he was half of Simon and Garfunkel, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty iconic. Surely that's enough. And we've got an image of Owl's Toy Barn on the screen.
There we go.
Fantastic. All right, Taeyoon with a 4th bullet at the ready and no one to shoot it with. And that kind of feels like where we're at right now. 3,000 gold to lead for the bros. And they have slowed this one down.
They're brewing. They're just trying to take the time, you know? No rush.
Yeah.
There is a dragon coming up in 15 seconds. I imagine this is the point we get some additional momentum.
All right.
Recall coming in from Clear. I believe he's going to be able to complete his next item.
Is that the Owl promise? That we're going to get some more action?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Oh, thank you very much, Owl. As in goes Namgung. Trying to get into that backline on top of Taeyoon. They might be able to take down the Camille, but even that is taking forever. Raptor goes down first as Clear finally gets the job done. The rest of the bros, though, find themselves in an awkward spot. GIDEON should be going down to the Arcane Storm, and now it is raging throughout their jungle. The rest of the bros just couldn't get in.
I feel like Namgung is playing this Camille as if he has a Galio on his team. Like, he's diving in so deep, but it's like, who is there to follow that immediately?
He doesn't have a lot of respect for his own life in this game.
He is
what I'm seeing.
Not a KDA player. I can say that for sure. And we've seen this adaptation where instead of going with the Blood Song for the damage, you just go Celestial Opposition so you can do this. Doesn't land the stun, but then does get the ult in to separate. Kellin even uses his ult to try and keep his AD carry alive. And Raptor's caught in the crossfire. But neither Casting nor VicLa were here at the start. Viktor comes in with a full set of cooldowns, and thanks to Kellin's flash, they do take out GIDEON. I imagine that will set them up for a good position for this Dragon, but it looks like everyone just respawned. GIDEON is late, though.
Yeah, Teddy in trouble. Does have Valkyrie, so he's going to be able to make his way out. Oh, Deadly Flourish. Pretty close, but not close enough.
Roma. He's roamed round. Yeah.
We should have known, based on his name, that he was going to do that. But instead, we know because we have spectator vision.
Okay, Teddy's oh, they spotted him.
Oh, BNK FEARX knew as well.
They sensed something.
They read it. They were like, he's the Roma, though.
They sensed something spooky. Perhaps a poltergeist was ready.
Yeah, so see?
It fits so well.
If only it was called something else, and then BNK FEARX may not have known. As it turns out, they did.
Well, it looks like we didn't get as much action as we'd hoped for.
I mean, at least it was a team fight immediately after you said we were going to get it. That's a cast of blessing.
I did promise some, but in the end, BNK FEARX control it. Managed to secure another Ocean Dragon. One away from Soul. Feels pretty good. That Jackshow's come through for the Cassante, so he's very tanky.
Pretty scary. So the Bros retain a lead, but it feels like every time they're going for a fight, they just can't do enough outside of killing maybe one person, and then the core is still there.
Yeah.
And the Locke can't stick around. You're just not durable enough to stand toe-to-toe with these guys. Although,
he's
Deathcap, third item?
If he goes Deathcap in a Medjai's, it's so based, and he will just one-shot people, but he'll also be completely paper.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Which,
I don't, like,
maybe
the
that's how you
Baron
have
could look
to
at
play
him
it.
and he'd die.
Yeah, maybe that's just how you have to play it.
Yeah, maybe that's just the new thing. This is the new Locke. Well, Kellin, he might be taken down here. He is Shen, somewhat durable, but he does get caught in the ultimatum and doesn't really have a response. Namgung is obviously just going to die as well, but he wanted it that way, as we knew from a very long time ago. Cataclysm does get Teddy in there. The Arcane Storm goes down. He flashes away. Gideon's just dead, and Raptor survives. And the Shock Blast, it goes wide. Casting was trying to be the hero, but it doesn't work. The Arcane Storm was wrecking Teddy as well, and the backside of that fight is now Casting. Oh God, the Bros are kind of falling apart here. Unfortunately, as now Casting's looking to try and take matters into his own hands, but Clear says no, just pushes him away, says, step off, my friend.
Him going down, really giving up a lot of control in this Baron area, but I think BNK FEARX still hesitant about starting it up, getting up in 15 seconds. This is just par for the course. We see Namgung go in, they get a kill, but he dies. The problem is when more people start to die. Gideon gets caught out here, uses the safeguard, but that just means it's an easy Cataclysm into the Arcane Storm. They even get Teddy's flash for it. And then Casting ends up in this position where he's like, oh, I can flank, I can find the kill. Oh, I'm out of position. I have nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Roma just kind of wasn't there at all. It was a little bit of a shame. And yeah, Cassante, like, this is the whole point of this comp, is outlast you in both the team fights and the game, right? Because Clear will just be the only durable one that is left up and available, because everyone on the Bros is just so incredibly squishy.
Yeah. Well, 2 minutes until that Dragon Soul is on the card. The gold lead isn't crazy, to be fair, at this point.
Nope. Cataclysm does come down though, and there is the X-Tech Ultimatum. Teddy is still there, trying to get that damage through. Namgung just barely living, and Clear not going to quite find his way in. Possible kickback angle there for Gideon, but doesn't elect to do so onto the Cassante.
You know what?
He was very tanky.
I'm going to call that a little bit close, Namgung, right there.
Deathcap's done, by the way.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God. Well, he's got some damage statistics, everyone.
And there's not even any real MR yet on Clear, who only has a null magic. And I guess Jackshot does give MR, but...
Yeah, Roma's like, checkmate. You might have tanks, but I have enough damage to kill them.
Yeah, I think once you get to an MR, you'll feel better. But I think at this point, Roma still does pretty hefty damage to him. He'll have a good amount of MR for the Jack Show, but like Bladed Steel Caps, Iceborne Gauntlet, the armor side of the Jack Show not really helping out against the Locke. So that's the main focus point, I feel like, right now for BNK FEARX is deal with the threat of Roma. If he gets on your backline and jumps, it could be a problem. And we're actually getting the Zeeks coming out for clear.
That's a cute one.
Give extra burn after you ult.
And there is now 45 seconds until this Ocean Soul is up and available. And I think that the whole conversation about MR and armor and health and all that sort of stuff is going to matter a little bit less after they do lock that one down. The 3 stack of the Oceans into the Soul. I mean, none of this poke is going to stick.
Well,
it's going to have to be all-ins from the bros.
VicLa's stuck on 3 vods. No Rabadons. That feels pretty bad for him.
All right, a possible angle here for the bros. If they can get Roma into a position to do lots and lots of damage. Right now looking for a bit of a flank angle.
They just have a Shock Blast on Taeyoon, but he's healed the health back up pretty quickly.
Now these Qs not going to quite connect here from Gideon so far, but the rockets are landing. That Shock Blast needed to, though. And they are just dancing. Getting out of the way of the rockets. Shock Blast not hitting. That Q does come in. Raptor is not the target they're looking for.
Roma spotted out, trying to hide in that brush there. With it being an Ocean Rift, a lot more brushes to hide in. He has a pretty good position. If they ever move on the Baron, he's just such a threat, just hovering around there. So Kellin's going to move over and I assume get a ward down. Or just control the space.
Yeah, this cheeky ward in the back of the pit, always a good one if you are on the blue side. As Clear was thinking about an angle, Deadly Flourish is going to get buffered nicely by Namgung. Raptor throwing flags around, no one committing to this dragon just yet.
Feels so tense, but BNK FEARX is going to say, look, it's our turn. We're going to start it up. Challenges if you can.
Let's see whether they actually do. Gideon gets into the back of the pit, unbeknownst to BNK for now. Shock Blasts do come down. They now know that Gideon is there. As Roma clearing out vision where he can. Doesn't actually see that ward. Oh, never mind, he does. Now looking for these nails, but don't quite get him. Gideon goes in, 3,000 health on the dragon. There's the kick away. They're looking to burst it, and there it is. Gideon locks up the Drake, but can he keep himself alive? That's the question. Safeguard says yes, as he tries to get himself out. Teddy there with the rockets, and they just want to disengage. Roma, are you going to join the fight? That is the question, as Namgung may need to sacrifice himself. Clear, trying to get himself in, as Gideon, another safeguard away, and Namgung, he is going to do it. The sacrificial Camille for the dragon. And the bros get away. They still have a gold lead.
They got the dragon, still have a gold lead. Namgung died, which seems like something they want to happen at this point.
He does like that.
Yeah, so I think it's ticking the boxes here.
Yeah. What's legendary backwards? Because that's where Namgung's going.
Urad Negel?
Thank you so much for going for it. I really needed that. Oh, beautiful. All right, speaking of legendary, what a legendary escape here for the bros.
Yep, some good blocking off those shots. I was a little bit concerned for Gideon there, but just disengaging, and the Namgung said, guys, leave me behind. He's like, don't you just want to leave me behind? okay, bro. Whatever.
You know, maybe you could have got out. No! Save yourself!
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. But you're always in the wreckage. Why is always you in the wreckage? Let someone else be in the wreckage.
Keep respawning.
You live in the wreckage at this point.
Yeah. If wreckage is home, then it's not the same thing. But they would definitely expect one in the wreckage if you're always in the wreckage.
It's very typical to have one in the wreckage.
You're the reason why they expect him in the wreckage. Oh, man. All right, sorry, Bane. That's enough. Making fun of you. As the bros, 2,300 gold in the lead now. Baron up and available. I still don't think they're going to win. I want to sort of, I don't know, break the fourth wall a little bit here. I still think the BNK are probably going to win this game.
Okay.
I just think that the composition makes more sense and stuff.
He just brought Medjai's. We're so back.
All right, never mind. I'm back on the
His name is
train.
Roma. He has 4 items, if you include boots, items that improve his movement speed.
I really do need to see his, I need them to click on him so I can see the number. Oh, yeah. I don't need this one.
Not that one.
Where is he? 390.
Oh, that's
the Viktor.
Yeah.
But now Gideon getting Arcane stormed. And not too much going to come of it. Oh, never mind. Taeyoon finds the angle, and they get rid of the GA. Romer is running away, but there's a safeguard provided by Namgung. A possible way for him to get to that reverse legendary is Romer. An awkward spot here, but is able to get himself to safety.
I just love how quick Romer is, and the Jhin shots are coming in, just can't hit him. But with Gideon losing his GA and being low HP, it's going to make contesting Baron that much harder.
Yeah, well, they do just engage onto Romer. He gets pulled out and he's dead midair. There goes those Magi stacks. They're looking to try and trade for clear though, and Casting finds it with the W. Now the body of the Jarvan gets kicked back, but he goes down to GA, and already 3 are dead on the side of the Bros. And yes, they
stunned in midair! Oh no!
That is not the way Casting wanted to go out, although it did look very, very cool.
That was sick.
Namgung's the only one alive! What the hell is this?
I thought maybe he needed to be in the wreckage. Maybe that was the whole point.
It was either him or everyone!
Oh, with him not in the wreckage, it's all falling apart for the Bros. BNK FEARX with the gold lead now. VicLa's very strong. Magi stacks in the bin.
I think the Magi is going to be in the bin as well.
And here, I think just a little overconfident, gets CC chain, does press W during the CC, but just a bit too much. Too much CC, too much damage. And here they managed to take out clear, but trapped in the Cataclysm with no flash is not a good fate for a Corki. And in this moment, so the gravity field stacks up on him here, and then when he re-enters Salid, just gets stunned mid-air. That's a sort of interaction that you'll just never see in like 1,000 games of League, because, you know, being in the gravity field for a bit, leaving, then jumping back into it is a pretty rare occurrence, but
it did look very, very cool.
It did look, it's kind of looked like a petrifying gaze sort of vibe, where they're jumping on you and you're like, stop right there.
Thank you very much. I need somebody, never mind. BNK FEARX clear, taking some damage here in the river. As Casting with the Shock Blast. Not really doing that much damage now, though. Still the Bros. They get onto the map. They haven't lost their inhibitor. And they can fight for this dragon. Namgung gets a stun onto clear. Whoa! Romer is there. Clear is, I mean, Namgung's very dead. He's rectified the situation. He is currently in the wreckage.
And you know what? No one else died, so...
True.
Ignoring the fact the Ocean Soul went over.
Apart from the dragon, yeah.
I think job well done for Namgung. He's definitely firmly in the wreckage right now.
He's certainly no, whatever. He's got there. The reverse legendary has come in. BNK FEARX are just going to push down this bottom lane. They do have Raptor splitting in mid, trying to deal with Romer at the minute. He's got an arm guard. I mean, there's some utility that he's finally purchased for himself, and Raptor actually taking a lot of damage. And the Poltergeist not going to do anything, or the Purgatory, depending on whether you want to be correct or not. The correct option, obviously, being Poltergeist. And the Bros now just wanting to lick their wounds.
You know, I think the bro and brew approach in this game with these compositions,
yes,
perhaps not the correct approach.
Well, I also think that if you're going to do the bro and brew approach, you want everyone doing it. And Namgung has been doing a different approach.
Namgung looked like he had a bit too much caffeine. I think.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe a bit sensitive to it, but yeah, I've liked the energy. I've appreciated the vibes. What could have been a slower game was definitely not.
True.
So he never stopped trying. That's the thing, right? If you end the game 0-3, that just means you stop trying.
True.
Namgung he's gonna keep trying.
I love that quote.
Yeah.
It's the best. Just keep dying, man. All right.
He's looking for a 1v1 against Claire. I'm analyzing the state of the game, the levels, the items. And no, he does not win that. So
the odds of success are low.
Yeah.
But are they 0?
Yeah, I actually think so.
Oh, okay, never mind. So you're not telling me he has a chance.
No, I think that matchup I think even if Claire stands still, I think Namgung will passively die.
Just kills himself to the Thorn Man.
Yeah, I actually think that's
All right, Shock Blast.
Oh, he's on the mega flank though.
Okay. There's a control ward.
Yeah, will he circumvent it? He can actually hug... No, he did not. I was saying maybe he can hug the wall.
Well, GIDEON's still going to go in and then explodes. He's down to the GA though, possibly. There's another chance. He still gets on top of Taeyoon. Can they get the kick? They got him! There it is! The triple kill for Roma. Clear gonna die as well. And VicLa's dead. It's a pentakill! And the Bros may have just stolen the game!
May have just they can go for the end! They found the play! Namgung finds the play! This is the greatest 0-9 Camille you have ever seen!
I actually think he may be the greatest player to ever exist since Beryl left the LCK! What an unbelievable engage angle! And look at the laugh out of Roma. He's like, easiest penta of my life. Thank you, Namgung. And he is in the wreckage, but the wreckage is labeled BNK FEARX.
What a sacrifice! Namgung just locked in, finds the play, the team is there to follow up, and I don't know who was responsible. I don't know who put that last little bit of bro tax in.